Hi, I'm Laura Mize, Pediatric Speech-Language Pathologist, and welcome to TeachMeToTalk.com's Therapy Tip of the Week. Over the last week or so, I've been sharing my favorite songs for fall. Here's the last one, and it's for Thanksgiving. Now, Thanksgiving can be a really hard holiday to make relevant for toddlers and preschoolers because it's sandwiched there between two super fun things, Halloween and Christmas. But here's a really cute song for you to use during these in-between weeks. So as I mentioned, we're talking about Thanksgiving, so today's song is going to be about a turkey. Now, turkey is probably going to be a new word for all toddlers, but again, especially those with language delays. So when we're introducing a new word like this, we have to give children a picture or a visual representation so that they can link meaning and understand what you're saying when you're using this new word. So you can find a cute representation, anything that you might already have in your home, or go out and look for something new to use for this purpose. Now this year I found a couple of cute ones. This one's from Hobby Lobby, and I love it because it has some feathers and some great textures, and I know kids are going to really love it. I also found these cute stickers. I don't know if the video will do it justice there with how cute these are, but I know toddlers will be able to relate to this. Now, sometimes preschool teachers will do things like use a coloring sheet or use a picture on an app, but again, I think for toddlers, using something that they can hold in their hot little hands makes this word or any new word more meaningful for them. All right, so many times when we introduce something new to a kid, we really want them to stop and pay attention, but they can't do that yet. So I read about a great method a few years ago from a book called Bright from the Start by Stam and Spencer, and they use what they call a placemat method for helping a toddler learn how to pay attention, or for really alerting his initial attention. So what you'll do is just get yourself a solid color placemat that you'll use only for this purpose, and when I use it, I like to bring it out with some fanfare, so it might be behind my back or in my back or something, and I'm really animated when I do it and say, bring it out with some big gesture like, oh, look, and I do everything I can to get the child to look to where I'm pointing and what I'm doing, and I'm also using animated facial expressions as well as my voice to, again, create that interest and create that excitement and get him right there. Now, the authors of this technique, the placemat method, really believe that you should keep this nonverbal, that you should not cloud what you're trying to accomplish with words, or crowd is what I should have said. I don't agree with that, because that's not our mission as therapists working in early intervention on communication skills. So we have to talk, right? So just remember that you're keeping this super simple, and you are going to do everything you can with your gestures and with your other nonverbal methods for communicating to help direct that toddler's attention. And while you're here, after you've already said turkey and been repetitive with your key word here, talk about these other features. So again, you're creating some interest and you're giving a child a reason to stay with you. Now, before we move on to the song, let's talk about how I'm just getting super results with this song, and I love it. It's a way that we can work on gestures or nonverbal communication. So before we even start singing, we're going to target our goal here. So we might say, after we've done our placemat and made a big deal about helping him watch and look right here, we'll say, hey, I know a song about a turkey. Do you want to sing about a turkey? And we get this little process going. So you might even have him point at the beginning. You say, well, okay, great. Where's the turkey? And have him point. And then you'll say something like, are you ready to sing? And you are giving him that head nod there, which is a really important gesture that you want him to imitate from you. And then you go into your song. Before you've done that, you've actually targeted two different gestures though. So can you see already how great this little song is for this goal? So then you begin your song, and here you go. It's so cute. You're going to wave when you're singing the first part. It's hello, Mr. Turkey, how are you? Hello, Mr. Turkey, how are you? With the wobble, 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 and a gobble, gobble, gobble. Hello, Mr. Turkey, how are you? And again, you might move the turkey to different places around the room. You could target some joint attention with this. Do a cute little hide and seek activity where you're putting the turkey somewhere else and you say, now where's the turkey? Where's the turkey now? And everybody points if you're working with more than one child or if there's siblings there. But again, you're working in these gestures that can be so hard to teach with a cute little routine like that. And remember, we targeted 4 different gestures. Can you remember what those were? We pointed when we said, where's the turkey? We nodded our heads when we were asking that simple question to begin, are you ready to sing? We worked on waving, and we also worked on clapping, but sometimes parents get confused and say, how is clapping a gesture? It is, because it's a nonverbal way that we express a message. And what's our message when we're clapping? We're celebrating, or we're ending a routine. And again, super way to get those nonverbal methods of communicating going in a late talking toddler. Now, gestures are so important. They're a really the step that generally precede words in typical language development. So when we're not seeing gestures naturally emerge with late talkers, we should do everything to get that going. And if you're a speech language pathologist, you know how hard that can be. I've got some super tips for you, actually a whole chapter in my new book, Let's Talk About Talking, Ways to Strengthen the 11 Skills All Toddlers Master Before Words Emerge. This book is filled with tons and tons of great therapy activities tied to those all-important pre-linguistic skills that I mentioned. We talked about gestures today with this song. We also talked about developing attention, and that's another skill that's included there in the book. So I hope that you'll get it, and more importantly, I hope that you will be successful in your attempts to teach the little late talker that you love how to communicate, or if you're like me and have a whole caseload of little friends who are late talkers, I know this book is going to help you. You can find information there in the post below. And if you have any comments or questions about the book or about the little routine that I did today, I'd love to hear from you. Drop me a line at my website at teachmetotalk.com. That's all for today. I'm Laura Mize, and again, thanks for joining me for teachmetotalk.com's Therapy Tip of the Week.